Hi, good morning to everyone, and welcome to Marko, and Aigars. The top of this panel is really interesting, feeling champions. When World Championships are for everyday running, I think it is really a good topics to discuss. And as organizer, we are to running events for hundreds, thousands of people that live an ordinary life, and they experience sport as a break. It's not the first thing they do in their life. The people run for wellness, for well-being, for health. Some people run to raise money for charity. But we know the value of the sport. Sport has the capability to inspire people, and to have events where ordinary people can compete with runners, with champions, I think is a great opportunity for everyone. So, I've noted some questions for you, and I would like to start with Mark. You follow the bidding process for the different cities for all the World Athletics key events. And I know this because we compete for the World Championship in Riga, and we lost, and Aigars won.
No hard feelings.
The first question for me is, why open World Championship races to the public? Can you explain better this idea?
Yeah, I mean, as the international governing body for the sport of running, I mean, we have a duty and an opportunity to disrupt and democratize competitive running. And I'm kind of interested here this afternoon amongst the delegates that are here, who's ever run in a World Championships? Okay, we've got 3. Any more takers? Who would like to? So there you can see this an expanded market of interest, and that's, the opportunity here by opening up World Championships to everybody, to the everyday runner. It's a catalyst to stimulate interest, excitement, and participation.
Okay, and another question for you is, what problem does the World Athletics aim to solve for race organizer with the World Athletics Road Running Championship?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we heard from a number of speakers talking about the challenges facing the industry at the moment, for which there are numerous. When they kind of focused on participation numbers being down 20–30%. Again, I think this is an opportunity to. There's no silver bullet, but it's got some potential to increase and compound race participation. The average increase in participation after hosting the World Half Marathon Championships across Valencia, Copenhagen, and Cardiff was an increase of 26% of participation the year after hosting that event. So I guess some proof in the pudding there that this can help stimulate that participation going forward.
So I think you have changed the criteria to decide if the city is the right place to have an event like this.
Yeah, well, with the criteria, one of the key features that led to Riga being the successful host of the 2023 World Athletics Road Running Championships was its mass participation vision and participation numbers. I think the council members that made the decision were really impressed. You made them smile. You lit up the room with your ideas and your visions and your concept, and you supported it with tangible figures of runners participating in that event with your annual races. So some really good some good ideas and good substance behind those ideas. But mass participation is a key feature in the evaluation process for that event. And I'm delighted to announce today that we are opening the bid process for the 2025 and the 2026 World Athletics Road Running Championships. So Council decided this week in Rome that this event is so popular that it's going to be now on an annual basis going forward. So hopefully there's more opportunity for race organizers to partner with us at World Athletics and hopefully combine to get more people into running. I know there's some people here that might be conscious that it's another road race, another competitor, but to Chris's point yesterday in his keynote, if we grow the pie, then there's more pie for everybody. And I think it's being that stimulus to the market and encouraging people to take up running. There's lots of different motivators for running that we know about, but it's to take it up, keep it up, and hopefully, we believe that can enrich people's lives.
It's a big announcement. You have a great job to do for the future. So every year to have a world champion is
got some work to do, Andrea. Yeah.
Okay. Aigars, to you. I know that now you are you're organizing the next World Road Running Championship in Riga. I know that there is a short video that about this. Is it possible to launch the video? While we wait, so we can start to talk about this oh, it's starting.
Are you ready for your first World Road Running Championships in Riga, the capital of Latvia? From September the 30th to October the 1st, 2023, Riga will host the world's inaugural World Road Running Championships, the largest sports event in the history of the Baltics, featuring World Half Marathon Championships, World 5-kilometer, and World Road Mile Championships. For the first time, mass races will be held alongside the 3 elite championships to allow runners from all over the globe to take part in this unique celebration of running.
We aim to shape the first World Road Running Championships in Riga as the ultimate road running experience for both elite and recreational runners. The new format of the championships will help grow our sport by showcasing the power of road running and mass participation, inspiring younger generations and driving sports tourism. We expect a record international attendance and are very much looking forward to welcoming you, the running fans of the world, to Riga, the capital of Latvia, in 2023.
With plenty of UNESCO World Heritage sites, Riga is a true Northern European gem that attracts with its location, charm, architecture, and fast, flat, but pretty courses, making road racing exciting, not just for participants, but spectators too. Don't forget to bring your family and kids along for the world's greatest kids running festival in Riga, and don't be shy to party with the inimitable singers and dancers of Latvia's unique Song and Dance Festival that will line up along the course to entertain runners in a way never seen before. We are very much looking forward to welcoming all of you. Run your first World Champs in Riga.
Not bad, huh?
Beautiful presentation. So now you have a great job to do from now to the end of September of next year. There are the Road Running Championship. I know that there are different distances, the mile, 5K, half marathon, and you expect thousands of runners from every part of the world. How is going the job, and why Riga decided to bid for the competition?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you for having us here, and it was really cool to hear that this World Road Running Championships, from now on, that they will take place every year, since I think it is very important to grow the pie, as you mentioned, Mark. I think it is important to mention, we here as industry insiders, we of course know, that participating in World Championship, it means that anybody can participate in World Championship. But even here, over these last couple of days, I've been talking to people, and sometimes people realize, really? You can participate in World Championships? So we really will have to spread this message, not just to industry insiders, of course, but also to runners, for them to understand that yes, World Championships is for everyone. And I think the greatest, so to say, advantage or the biggest selling point of World Championships, I think, is health, of course, yes, but the bragging rights of any recreational runner, and they will be able to say, I did the World Championships, I earned the World Championships medal. And I think this basically for them, it puts them on another level. It's like Olympic Games for the real people, So, of course, there are so many great road races around the world right now, but sorry to say, none of them have the scale, the weight, the title of World Championships. So that's why I think it will be a big attraction for Riga City, and this is why we're bidding, since we expect really, as Sebastian Coe said, a record and a high number of international runners. And I think currently running is the only sport pretty much in the world which can provide the opportunity to participate in World Championships. I mean, like next year, we have, in Riga is hosting World Ice Hockey Championships. Ice hockey is big in Latvia for certain reasons. And I cannot just show up with my buddies and say, oh, let's play in a World Ice Hockey Championship. It's just not possible. But next year, when you come in 30th of September and 1st of October to Riga, take your kids, take your wives, take your husbands, take your friends along, anybody, take your grandmas and grandpas along, anybody can run in Riga. So I have some invitations here. I will extend this to the panel here. And I have an invitation for all of you. And I remember each of you who raised your hands, you'll get an invitation, yes. Travel not covered, but some good wine guaranteed, for sure. And Riga Black Balsam, absolutely. So yeah, so we expect lots of international runners, and most importantly, we really hope to put Riga on the world running stage. And I think it, from one hand, of course, I wish that the next year will be super successful in terms of runners, but also I wish that the years 24, 25, 26, etc., will bring more and more international runners to Riga. Yeah, so everybody welcome.
I'm sure it will be a huge success. I hope that the global situation will be better next year, so we can travel safe without any problem. And Marko, we spoke before about the project of the European Athletic Association, that is making every European a champion. And I know that you are starting in the 2025 with this project, and I think it's a good idea to explain to everyone. Can we explain how it works and what are you doing with this project?
Thank you, Andrea, and it's great to be here to see all of you and to elaborate and to connect what Mark and Aigars just mentioned. We believe at European Athletics that every runner deserves an opportunity and the championships experience. And with these new European running championships in the marathon, half marathon and 10K, we believe that we are opening up this opportunity to all the 50 nations from Europe and to all the Europeans to get this unique championships experience. And it is about making every European a champion. We are a small continent. We are about 9% of the world population. Asia, where we are currently, has 60% of the world's population. So you can imagine what that kind of championships would mean for a continent like this. So I'm very happy to be presenting a European project, something that we are going to do with our population that is about 700 million. And if you look about 4.8 billion people, or 60% of the world population being here in Asia, maybe can bring some ideas to the colleagues here from Thailand, but beyond Thailand as well, what can be done in making, almost 5 billion people possible champions. And I think that, this road that IOC took with opening the Olympic Games marathon to the masses, that the World Athletics has done in opening the World Championships experience through the first inaugural 2023 Riga World Road Running Championships. We follow as European Athletics with first 2025 European Running Champs, where all the Europeans, all the 50 nations could come and participate equally, elite and the mass. And I think here we are answering one more question, because in my previous life I was an agent, and the biggest demand was to connect the elite with the mass, or front and back of the pack. And I think that with these championships, the European Running Championships, we are actually starting under the same gun, everybody. So people will participate under their national flag. Their results will rank for their country ranking, and you as Latvian or British or Serbian or Italian or would be able actually to run under your country flag, that your results counts for your country ranking. And if your country is in top 3 and you are in top 100 results for your country, you would get an additional gold, silver or bronze medal from the championships. So it's really connecting the front and the back of the pack, opening and democratizing running. And I think this is what also our colleague from ProCam was mentioning. Running as a movement democratizes the society, and we are opening up and democratizing our product, the championships, accessible now to everybody.
Yes, I think it's a good project, and we must remember that running probably is the only one sport where professional runner and normal people can compete at the same time on the same course, and they can see how they are going on the course. But come back to Marko.
Yeah, I wanted to jump into that. You know, I think we have a unique product and unique participants within that product where the athletes themselves are, the humility that they have allow that to take place. They allow those conditions to have a flat environment where the best of the best can compete with the everyday runner. That environment is built to thrive.
And I have a question for you. You said before announcing that every year there will be a road running world championship, but there are a lot of cities that want to compete to have this event. Can you tell something about this?
Well, we haven't received any bids just yet. It's early days. But for anybody that is thinking about that event, do please reach out. The expressions of interest will be due for submission on the 15th of February next year, and we look forward to receiving submissions. I think it is the 1st of May, with that event awarded in July next year. And what we're looking for from World Athletics, the objectives that we have, like we said earlier, is focused on mass participation in your products, but also having a really experienced organizing committee, led by the best race organizers. And I think that was another main factor of Riga being awarded the last edition, or the first edition of this event, is the trust that the World Athletics team and council had in Aigars and his team to deliver a standout event that really sets a very high bar. So wishing the best of luck to people to succeed you after your inaugural event, Aigars.
Well, let's really hope that the council is as happy or even happier after the events too, not just after the bid.
Hopefully they can join the singers and dancers on the sideline.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everyone is welcome, yeah. But I think it's super important, to spread the message of being, for regular runners, for being able to participate in the World Championship. Because like I said, I think this idea is still kind of new. And I think what you mentioned, the Paris Olympics marathon, that would probably be a big booster to this whole concept and this whole idea. And so we should keep talking, explaining to everyone, yeah.
And the short races. So it's a half marathon, the 5 kilometer, and the 1 mile. So there's plenty of legs for lots of other races, train for and prepare for during the year.
It's important because everyone can compete. They choose the distance. Also, beginners can start. And I want to ask you, are you promoting the participation to the running championship? And what is the feeling of the people? They would like to participate. Are you preparing special program for people to come to the event in Riga, but also outside, also abroad?
Yeah, it's a complex situation. Actually, we're talking with several races in Europe right now to help us get into the loop, because the thing is, of course, with runners, at least in Europe and of course all over the world, the same. It's you have your own agenda of where exactly you're gonna run. You have your mind set up a couple of years ahead where you will be running in autumn, where you will be running in, let's say, spring. So it sometimes might be hard to, get people out of this routine. So, and suddenly there is, world championships coming in, for instance. I think it's, like I said, I think it provides lots of bragging rights to runners, and it's very attractive package for anyone to run. So for me, I sometimes compare it to, for instance, I hope there are enough foodies and gastronomic fans out there. For instance, your single and ultimate source for the guidance, which restaurants to go to, used to be Michelin guide. If it is 3 Michelin stars, that's like platinum label race. If it's a gold label race, that's like a 2 Michelin star restaurant. If it's
so you are expert in wine.
Oh, of course, yeah. But recently, what I think has taken over Michelin is, let's say, world's best restaurant list, for instance. So even coming here to Bangkok, the first thing you look at is world's 50 best restaurant list. So with world championships, it's the same thing. So you really want to be, and you want to run one of those, races which have been included in the list, so to say. So even if not in 2023, you definitely think you should come back maybe in 24, 25, because if it's been chosen as a host of World Athletics Road Running Championships, that means that the organizers probably are doing something right, yeah.
No, I think we see a lot of value in running capital these days, and we've seen with the previous hosts of the half marathon championships really selling that to both their residents, but also to tourists to come. And the data that we received from the impact of those events, it's around about 95% of people want to come back. So it's not just once the circus comes and leaves, once the circus leaves town, it's all over. It's having that long-term view and that long-term legacy and impact that continues for years. That's, I think, really the most exciting and most valuable aspect.
Very good. Marko, come back to you. Come back to the project to make a European a champion. Tell me, I was born this idea, and what you are doing to prepare the 2025 for this project?
For us, the most important is to bring running to the TV screens. As you know, athletics is a very TV-focused product, the track and field, while running only the marathon majors and a couple of other races are really televised, broadcasted internationally. So from our side as European Athletics, our discussions with our strategic partner, the European Broadcasting Union, that has members in 50 countries of Europe that we are covering, those discussions are very important. We want to secure that these European running championships in 2025, then in 2027, because it's going to go every 2 years, are broadcasted across 50 nations so that we show the visibility of our sport on the TV screens. And I think this is making the cake larger and bringing the attention of the authorities, of the citizens in your countries as well, about how significant our sport is. And I think we should never forget, beside being a TV product, not that attractive yet, but still a TV product, we should also think that our unique selling proposition is that people can participate in our sport. And this is where we are different and greater than football or some other sports that are ultra popular. Yes, but what is your level of engagement? You can sit and watch on TV or on the stadium, you can cheer, but you cannot really have this full experience. And I always tell to some friends that prefer football, I say, imagine playing football with Messi. Maybe he passes you the ball even. It's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
It's a very, very unique what we have. And these participation sports and us being in this industry and this sport makes us unique. And this is our unique selling proposition.
I think the key words are engagement and experience. If we are able to deliver a good experience, everything will go well and increase the number of participants and so on. Are there any questions from the audience for these guys? There. Is it possible to have a microphone there?
Thank you. I think excellent idea. I love the concept of this World Championship. So I just wanted to know what will be the criteria to participate. Is there a balloting or there is a country limitation or federation will decide who will go for that? Is there any criteria to participate?
Is this question to me for World Athletics Road Running Championships?
Yeah.
I mean, if we are talking about the mass race, so the question was, will there be any criteria to participate? So the good news is there are no criteria. The only thing is you'd have to save just a little bit money for the entry fee. And that's pretty much it. But the kids' races are going to be completely for free. So no, there are no criteria. Yeah. So everyone is welcome as long as we reach the participant limit. But everything is. If you're asking regarding elite athletes, that's a completely different matter. So that's up to World Athletics to publish those and issue those. So yeah. But
because,
all the rest of the runners are welcome. Yeah.
As you mentioned, it's for country-to-country races, right? Competitions between countries, again in World Championships. There will be many countries who will be participating. So there must be a cap, right? There's a limitation of runners, like you can accommodate maybe 50,000 or 60,000 runners. Is there any limit for that?
For World Athletics, I guess on the elite competition, there will be a quota of athletes competing. But as far as the mass recreational races are concerned, it's just the limit of the capacity that the organizers have. And then the third element would be having a Masters Championships, which would have its own criteria and quotas to qualify for that event.
And to answer your question more, I mean, since the event is spread out over several days, yeah, it's not like it's one event at one time. So for instance, on Saturday, we would have kids running festival, 5K and mile, and on Sunday, it would be the half marathon. So I don't see any, limits. So if we can easily go up to even 50,000, I don't see a problem, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Another question there? Over there.
Thank you very much for the insights and presentations. My question goes on one side to Riga, but also on the other side, both to European athletics and World Athletics. So sports and running is about having fun as well, right? So what Riga is planning to do when it comes to engaging the spectators in the run show, in the championship. And on the other side, European athletics and World Athletics, can you share with us if you have, for instance, guidelines on enhancing the spectators' experience? How to make sure that, or if not, maybe that's a good idea to incorporate it in the bidding process, but transformational experience of the spectators can bring a lot, both to organizers, athletes, but also to the people who will love to come back to your event in the future. Nevena Vukashinovic, consultant for communications and partnerships. Thank you.
Maybe to mention how we are looking into spectators at our participation spot. Of course, on the race day especially, we are thinking about the runners primarily, the participants, about the course measurement, course management, refreshments, timing, security and safety. But we kind of count on spectators being there because we place the event in urban areas where a lot of people live and work. Sometimes they cannot move, so they stay on the barriers of our race, but definitely we need to think about their race day experience. And I think that race day experience in some countries will start with managing the relations, the public relations about closing of the streets. And then in the extent and where we are looking at is how through technology and the participants and their social media, we can actually engage their friends, families, fans to come on the streets and interact with them. Of course, the technologies like photo, video solution, of course, the live tracking, etc., could help that. And pushing out automated content that is generated during the race day to the masses that are maybe coming on the street to cheer their friends, neighbors, and family members could increase that. Of course, involving with the local economy, so where the race passes, that the shops, bars, restaurants stay open, that they provide a program for the spectators, for their guests, for their clients. It's also a big thing, and I think that technology is going to allow us more and more to move our focus from participant to spectator as well. So in terms of the European Running Championships 2025, we definitely think that the first element will be the engagement and of the thousands of people running the champs with their followers on the social media through automated generated content that would be pushed out to their audience from the race day, as well to the local economy and local community, how they can still enjoy living on this special championships weekend.
Can I quickly add something?
Yeah,
I know we're out of time.
Quickly.
But the World Athletics Road Running Championships, it could take place in the same city every year. And it could look the same and give a consistent experience to the participants and the fans. But it doesn't. It moves to different locations. And that, running culture should collide with your unique culture, your city, your identity. And that's what makes it different. It should be distinct. There's no template per se. There are some ideas that I'm sure you'll get from Aigars and his team in hosting the inaugural Road Running Championships. But we want to kind of celebrate your culture and celebrate running as a festival of the sport.
Well, you want to add everything?
Just to add, I'll explain it to you later, but just to add on to your point, Marko, that Latvia is celebrating, we have this huge festival, Song and Dance Festival, which is celebrating 150 years next year. And that festival, like you saw in the video, is basically going to invade the World Marathon, World Road Running Championships. So this is how we plan to actually engage lots of fans, and not only that, but also like a cross-generational thing, for instance, because we want to have everybody from kids to grandmas running mile to experienced moms and dads running the half marathon. So everybody from the family is involved in the event. So that's, and over the 2 days, probably these two things are going to bring people together, yeah.
Okay, the time is up. Thanks to Marko, Aigars. Thank you very much.
Thank you.